fact, humans have thousands of thoughts each and every day. And obviously these thoughts can be positive, negative, neutral, or anything in between. And because humans have thousands and thousands of thoughts per day, it's bound to happen where at least one or multiple thoughts become sticky. And what I mean by sticky is they kind of become persistent, where they live in your head more rent-free than other thoughts do. And this is what that background noise is. Oh, now it's Hank's turn. And obviously it's ideal for positive thoughts to be the sticky ones and not the negative ones. But as common as it is to have positive sticky thoughts, it's also common to have negative sticky thoughts. Again, it's just bound to happen because we have thousands and thousands of thoughts every day. And our thoughts at times can make us question who we are. What I mean by that is some of our thoughts can make us question, do I actually believe this? Do my values actually align with this? Some thoughts can actually persuade us into going into kind of a moral dilemma with ourselves. And the more distressing those thoughts can be, it might make us think, oh my gosh, is this really who I am? Something that I want to first touch on is your thoughts are just that, thoughts. Like I said before, it is human to have thoughts. You're human, you're going to have thoughts. Thoughts are not something tangible right in front of you. They live in your head. Nobody else can see them or hear them. They're up here. Now, it's a completely different story if you act on those thoughts, whether they're positive or negative or neutral. It's a different story if you let those thoughts get either the best or the worst of you and act on them in real life. And that, of course, can happen as well. But remember that you are in control of what you do each and every day. You are in control of if you let your thoughts, again, get the best or the worst of you. You are in control of if you let those thoughts live in your head or if you act on them. And going off of that, if you choose to not act on them and let them live in your head rent-free, tangibly and with all of your five senses, they're harmless. In your head, they may seem like the be-all, end-all, especially if they're distressing and unwanted thoughts. But in reality, in your real life, in your waking life, they can't do anything. And with that, I want to talk about a way to help separate your thoughts from your actual identity and who you really are. It could be very easy at times to mix them up, to say that your thoughts are who you are and that's that. And that is not true at all. You are not your thoughts and your thoughts aren't you. And that way to separate your thoughts from your actual identity and who you are is to watch your language with it, whether that's verbally or in your head. And what I mean by language is choosing certain words to describe what you're feeling. For example, instead of saying, this isn't going to work out, you say or think to yourself, I'm having thoughts that this is not going to work out. Instead of saying, I can't do this, think to yourself or say to yourself, I'm having thoughts that I can't do this. I know that this seems kind of hopefully simple, but really it works because as you're saying it out loud or thinking about it, you are literally putting your thoughts and who you really are into completely separate categories. And just from personal experience, I can say that I would more so recommend you speaking this out loud instead of just thinking about it. I say that because when we speak our thoughts out loud, it can give us a different perception on what we're thinking. If we let certain thoughts live in our heads rent-free, they can build up so tumultuously to the point where we completely believe them. However, when we speak them out loud or even write them down, that was another thing to mention too, is writing them down. It gives us a different perception and we can actually either hear ourselves speak or literally see it in a different light. This has happened to me countless times where I'm having an unwanted or intrusive. I have obsessive compulsive disorder, so this can be heightened for me. But anyway, I have some sort of thought, an unwanted thought. I write it down or I speak it out loud and I seriously develop a different perception on it. And doing that helps me calm down and realize that it's a sticky thought right? Like I said earlier, with it sticking in our heads and making us believe it, and therefore think or say to myself, okay, this is false, this isn't true. But this can go for people with OCD and people without OCD. This can go for anybody. I'm just saying because I have OCD, this can be heightened for me. And also, these techniques that I'm talking about are super helpful. So either writing them down, speaking them out loud can do wonders for you in separating those thoughts from you. Seriously, watching what words that you use in your language when talking about your thoughts and your identity is so crucial. So I hope that what I talked about today helped you gain greater insight into a way to separate your thoughts from who you are and your identity. Remember, your thoughts are just that, thoughts. Thank you for tuning into this video and stay tuned for my next one.